Okay, today we're going to discuss the order of operations, and there is a certain process that you need to follow in order to solve operation problems. So the first thing we want to do is solve anything that has parentheses. After the parentheses, we're going to solve anything that involves exponents. Then we're going to do multiplication or division. And that one is whichever comes first, left to right in the problem. Okay, and then the last step that we do is addition or subtraction. And that is also whichever comes first, left to right in the problem. Okay, and the best way to do this is just to jump in and solve some problems. Okay, so let's do some examples. All right, number one, we have 17 minus 3 times 4. Okay, the first thing I want to do is change that subtraction to adding a negative. So that becomes 17 plus negative 3 times 4. Now, according to our order of operations, we have to do our multiplication and division or division first. So we are not going to take 17 plus negative 3 because addition is going to be last in the order of operations. So I want you to underline the part that you're going to be solving each time because sometimes these can get pretty long and you might lose your place if you don't keep track of where you are. And you keep track of where you are by underlining each part that you solve as you go along. So I'm going to solve negative 3 times 4, which is negative 12, and then bring down my 17 plus. Last step, addition, 17 plus negative 12 is a positive 5. Okay, example 2, negative 6 minus 60 divided by negative 2 times 3. Okay, this has a little bit of everything in it. So before I even start, I want to change my subtraction to adding a negative. So this is going to be negative 6 plus negative 60 divided by negative 2 times 3. All right, now go back up. First thing we do, parentheses. I do have parentheses this time. So I'm going to take negative 6 plus negative 60 divided by negative 2 times 3. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Okay, so I've done my parentheses. Looking back up, what would be next? Multiplication and division, and I have division right here. Do not add negative 6 plus negative 60. That is not the right order of operations. So I'm going to underline the part I'm doing next. So I'll have negative 6 plus negative 60 divided by negative 6 is going to be a positive 10. And then the last step, negative 6 plus 10 is going to give you a positive 4. So your answer is positive 4. Okay. Example 3. We have 9 times 11 minus 14 plus 6 in parentheses. All right, right away I see subtraction, so I'm going to change that. So it's going to be 9 times 11 plus negative 14 plus 6. At this point, every time you see subtraction, you should be changing it to adding its opposite. So now I'm going to do inside. So I'm going to do the first part of the inside. So I'm going to still keep my parentheses. 11 plus negative 14 is negative 3 plus 6, still in parentheses. Negative 3 plus 6 is going to be positive 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, it happens that we did the inside, which is addition and subtraction, but remember it's inside parentheses, and the parentheses need to be done before multiplication. So we did all the operatives inside of those parentheses, and then we will multiply at the end. All right, example 4, we have 5 minus 18. 3 minus 6. When you see two sets of parentheses like this right up against each other, it means multiplication. So we're going to multiply the product of the sum of the first problem and the sum of the second set of parentheses. First, I'm going to change it. So this becomes 5 plus negative 18 times 3 plus negative 6. 5 plus negative 18 is going to be negative 13. I'm leaving it in parentheses right now because we're talking about multiplication. 3 plus negative 6 is negative 3. Last step, negative 13 times negative 3 is positive 39. All right, this fifth one is a division. Negative 5 plus 10 times negative 2. Over 5 times 12 minus 11. Now I'm going to work to the right with this one because that way you can see as it unfolds with a numerator and a denominator. The others were just strictly working across and then working ourselves down into an upside down pyramid. So if I was to draw an upside down pyramid, it shows you that you're coming down, so you're solving from a wide part of the problem all the way down to a single digit for the end. So here, I'm going to work across because I want to do my numerator and my denominator. So the first thing I want to do is take this 12 minus 11 and make it 12 plus negative 11. So in the numerator, just the numerator, I would have to do that multiplication first. So I would keep that negative 5 and do 10 times negative 2, which is going to be plus negative 20. 12 plus negative 11 is going to be positive 1. And I'm still multiplying. I had to do inside the parentheses first. Negative 5 plus negative 20 is negative 25. 5 times 1 is 5. When I divide those out, negative 25 divided by positive 5 is a negative 5. Okay, one last example. Negative 27 divided by 3 times negative 21 plus 16. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, I see division in there, I see multiplication, and I see addition. Going back to our order of operations, we're going to do division first because that's what comes first in the problem, left to right. Not doing the multiplication yet, we're doing the division first. So negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9 times negative 21 plus 16. I'm going to multiply negative 9 times negative 21. That's going to give me 189 positive. And then my last step is to add these two together, and I would end up with 205. So all these examples that I have shown you are going to be on the task cards that you'll be working on next.